In this video, we're going to divide these two rational expressions and then simplify the answer. Okay? So let me go over the procedure first. The rule for division of rational expressions is take the expression P divided by Q, or P over Q, I should say, and divide it by another expression, R over S. To do that, we're going to use our copy times flip scenario, where we copy the first one, keep it P over Q, put a multiplication symbol instead of a division symbol, so times, and then flip the second one, or reciprocate it. So instead of R over S, we write S over R. And then we have a multiplication of two fractions, or two rational expressions. PS divided by QR, because we multiply the tops and the bottoms together to multiply fractions. Remember that, just to be sure, no part of Q, S, or R can be equal to 0, because that would create division by 0, which is undefined. So we're going to apply that rule that I just explained to you to this division problem. The first part said take this division and copy the first one, put a multiplication symbol, and flip the second one. So I'm going to write it as 2 plus x divided by 4x, copied exactly the same, multiplication symbol, times 12x squared minus 4x over x squared minus x minus 6. So I reciprocated, I flipped the second one. Now, the next step would be to simplify this multiplication. We don't want to multiply it straight together because there may be parts that we can cancel. Anything on the top of these fractions together, and anything on the bottom that are exactly the same factor can be eliminated. Remember that we just don't cancel out this x and this x, or this x and this x, because this bar represents a division, so we have to have a multiplication to cancel it on top and bottom. These two x's, one is added, the other is multiplied, so that won't work. All right, so let's factor this. 2 plus x can't be factored any further. 4x technically can, but we're going to leave that as it is and see what happens. 12x squared minus 4x. That has a common factor. So we're going to rewrite that as, what's the common factor? Well, 4 divides into the 12 and the 4, and x divides into x squared and x, so we're going to get 4x out of there. And what's left is 3x minus 1. Right? And this one factors as well. That's a 2 binomial factorization of a trinomial. We've seen that before. To get x squared, we're going to multiply x times x. So we need an x in each of these parentheses. And what multiplies to get negative 6? Well, it could be negative 1 and 6, negative 2 and 3. Those are the options. Or the signs could be on the other ones. 2 and 3 are the ones we'd choose because they're only 1 apart, and these are subtracting. When that's a minus sign, they would subtract to get the middle number. So we'll put in 3 and 2. And to get a negative 1, the 3 has to be negative because it has a larger absolute value. So those are now the factors of that. We can replace these two with those. I can write that again. Let's write it all down. 2 plus x over 4x. And we can make it all one fraction. Times 4x times 3x minus 1. That's on the top there. And on the bottom we have x. Let me write that better. X plus 3 times x minus 2. No, made a mistake. Let's make that minus 3 and plus 2. That's what I had up here. And now we look for factors that are common that we can eliminate, or that are the same on the top and the bottom. 2 plus x and x plus 2 are the same thing, so I'm going to eliminate those two. I could switch that plus around that plus sign, it doesn't matter. The 4x is the same as well. 4x is the same here and here. And we're left with this final answer. Let's write it in this color here. 3x minus 1 is left on the top. X minus 3 is left on the bottom. Now, we can't cancel any further. Remember that this is a division. And this negative 3 and this positive 3 are involved in different operations. This negative 3 is added, or the 3 is subtracted. This 3 is multiplied. This subtraction is not canceled by a division, so we can't get rid of that. Just can't cross out anything you see that looks the same. You have to have multiplications like we had over here. Okay? And that's the final answer for this one.